Oh, oops. Good evening and greetings, adventurers. Welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. I am your host and Dungeon Master Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media. It's Tuesday night, so that means we are here for our long-term flagship campaign, Eberron Tranquility's Twilight, but with an odd little twist tonight. In case you've noticed, we are down to just two players this evening, so we will play a little intimate gathering of two-player D&D, set in the entirely same universe. In fact, set on the exact same date, at the same time as episode 6, government-sanctioned robbery, which was our previous episode. So this is going to take place in our universe. It is a way of both informing the players about other stuff that's going on and give everybody kind of a sneak peek of what we're going to be getting into specifically in season 2 of the show. But before we get into all that, let us meet our final two in Royal Rumble season. Let's see how this goes. Our final two who are here to do, like I said, a little two-player D&D gladiator event this evening. So you know them, but you don't know their new characters. Let's meet them real quick. Let's start with Tenta. Tell us about Mimsie.
I'm Tenta, and I'm going to be playing Mimsie. So Mimsie is the half-tiefling, half-orc son of a powerful and fierce orc warlord who's been basically raised Spartan-style brutally his whole life, and now has a little bit of freedom and decides that he doesn't want to be next in command, and he's enjoying himself by entering tournaments and gladiating and just genuinely having a good time. And he's really good at it because he was basically Spartan raised. So, and to him, this is all just fun.
Got it. 300x Bloodsport. Aside from Frank Dukes being full of shit. Otherwise, that movie's rad. All right, yeah. Fabulous. I can't wait to see this. The funny fractions of races, half tiefling, half orc. Love it. Let us move over to our other fighter this evening. Usually a gnome, today very much not. Landon, tell us about Ronin.
So, I am playing Ronin. He is a dragonborn. He stands tall at 6'7", and he's 250 pounds, a whole 210 pounds heavier than Kai, and 3'7" taller than Kai. So, much bigger. He, as Manny said, he's a fighter. Chose the samurai subclass, and I chose his name as Ronin because his original name, Ildrex, he gave it up when his decisions and his youthful naivety caused the death of loved ones, and so he gave up his name and became a wanderer, and now he's looking to redeem himself by stamping out corruption. And that's what he's doing here, is to get in on the politics of Sharn. So it's Ildrex, or Ronin, as he goes by now.
In the politics of Sharn, you shall see. All right. So like I said, we are going to do a little two-player D&D, specifically set in a gladiator contest, set in Sharn, the capital city of Breland, where our regular Tuesday campaign takes place. And without needing to recap, we're just going to jump right into tonight's episode. We're just going to call it Sharn Chronicles. All right. So the city of Sharn is absolutely abuzz. In a large metropolitan city, the biggest city in all of Corvair, there's always something going on. But a city that size, with that many people, it is easy for a big event to not invade the headspace of the entire city. That the entire city must be a part of it. This is one of those few events, usually reserved for royalty or the military. For once, a private entity, not the crown or like a large dragon marked house, has sprung to throw games. The champions will be rewarded with 500,000 gold to either keep for themselves or to split with their partner should they both survive not only the encounters put before them, but perhaps even the lure of fighting off a barely surviving companion to keep all of the money for themselves. And as such, the sky coaches are booked, the skies are clogged, the bridges hang precariously from the weight of all of the people of Sharn moving to the Colosseum. These games have been promised to be huge and unlike anything the nation has ever seen. All of it provided by mysterious donors, hosts, whoever paid for this through these games. And you can't get a ticket. It's to the point where only the highest of the high class or those willing to sneak in are able to make their way to the Colosseum today. And as we start, our two gladiators, Ronin and Mimsie, would stand on this large kind of sandy floor. It's oval shaped. I'll go ahead and throw it up there. Standing there, and is a packed house. I didn't want to throw down 1 million tokens to fill the stand, so they're full. And they stand before the royal box. The energy of the arena is absolutely electric. Not only the promise of some of the best gladiator combat that Sharn may ever see, but the mystery of who has gone to the trouble and expense of not only providing the purse, but lining up these encounters, these fighters, and all without ever claiming credit or wanting anything in return other than just the buzz on the streets about what these fights would entail. We're going to give everybody, our two players, real quick, like an opportunity. As you stand there, like, the stands are absolutely full. You can see everybody in the seats who's probably not going to get some kind of big intro from the Master of Ceremonies is seated. And it just, at any moment, anything could happen, and everybody just seems so excited. Mimsie, you're standing down there on the floor. Give me a good physical description of what you look like and what you're doing in these kind of moments that you know are leading up to the beginning of the games.
All right. So Mimsie, he is 6'6". He's tall. He's about 220 pounds, so he's real lean. And like I said, he is half tiefling, half orc. So he's got green skin and yellow eyes and the teeth that come up from underneath. But he's also got ram's horns and a long tail. And he's standing there in his combat robes. And he is smoking a pipe and talking to whoever will sit there and listen to him yammer. And he's just enjoying himself before he has to go out and get serious.
Okay. Ronin, you see this unbelievably tall yet wiry figure also wearing a pretty badass helmet standing there. The crowd just absolutely about to burst with excitement. Give us a good physical description and what you're doing in these moments leading up to the beginning of the fights, essentially.
Yeah, so he's an amethyst dragonborn, so it's like a bluish purple scales along with greenish hair, almost like dreadlocks for him. He has Japanese style armor, so it's like plate armor. It's Tameshi Gusku. And if you look it up, his helmet and everything has that traditional samurai look. He's got the Daicho, or the katana and wakizashi combination at his sides. Those aren't his main arms. His main arms is his odachi, which is a extremely long katana. You can honestly think of Sephiroth's Masamune as inspiration. It's a 5 foot long blade and then an additional foot as far as the hilt goes. So it is almost as tall as him, and he's just holding it by the hilt. The edge is going down to the ground, just waiting. And he's also got a Yumi, a longbow, to his back that he's probably not going to use it, in all honesty. I really like the Odachi. So he, as the crowd is roaring and he sees his partner, he sees that his partner looks like he's going to be strong, and it kind of gives him that air of confidence. And he raises his blade and just swings it around like Cloud with the Buster Sword. And in his head, he hears the
I was absolutely going to do that if you didn't.
Yes. So, yeah. Now I've officially confirmed I'm a nerd, and there we go.
Yeah, right. I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy. Nobody was wondering. Nobody waited till this point to go, all right, I've got it figured out. It's fine. We've been doing this for a year. No, there's been no mystery about any of us. So as the Final Fantasy victory music plays, the camera sweeps around in that very dramatic 360. The XP totals go up. Your Gil shows up. With Ronin spinning the sword, playing up to the crowd just absolutely eats it up. You can see some of them have signs about other gladiators who pee sitting down, or local neighbors who fear the person holding the sign. There's even an Austin 316 sign. Nobody really knows what that's about, but they're chugging beers. They're having a good time. And the crowd's just absolutely crazy. And as they stand there, Ronin swinging the sword, and Mimsie just kind of jabbering to himself, you see some movement over your right shoulder, what appears to be the kind of royal box, the podium where the hosts, or at least very important people, would sit. Excuse me. And this very elegantly dressed Warforged in bright colored robes, the frilly shirt with the cuffs, big old hat, big old feather, just exceptionally dramatic, stands up, and you hear this booming voice that has to be magically amplified across the entire Colosseum. Welcome to the games! We are here today to present some of the finest gladiator combat that you may ever see. And the crowd goes absolutely wild. Yes, we will get to that. But before we do, let us bring out some of our most distinguished guests who are here tonight. Some of the greatest fight fans in all of Sharn. First, may I present the purveyor of Chateau Madame, the most favorable, pleasure-giving, and believing Warforged of us all, Madam. And the crowd just goes absolutely wild. And from the back of the podium, you see this attractive female Warforged in form-fitting robes, very defined, what most humanoids would consider feminine features, which you will all know is odd. Warforged are inherently genderless, built for a purpose, not for a kind of aesthetically pleasing. So to see her is quite striking. And as the crowd goes absolutely wild, she kind of blows kisses to everybody. gives a polite little curtsy, and so elegantly like kind of pulls her corners of her robes up so that she sits and crosses her legs very ladylike, folds her hands as the crowd just goes absolutely nuts. And host kind of leans down and whispers something, and it looks like they share a little joke. Very rarely are we blessed with such originality and such personality as we are today. May we all stand for their Royal Highnesses, Prince Saul and Prince Stend. And from behind the curtain come two blonde humanoids, identical twins, about 25 years old. And if you've ever seen the king, Bornel of Breland, they look just like him. Out of all of the members of the royal family who Mimsie or Ronin may have seen images, photos, maybe even in person, these two are just the absolute spitting image of King Bornel. And they kind of make their way down. One of them seems to be a little stumbly and a little loose. And they're like joking to each other and not even paying attention. The crowd gives a polite clap. Yay. Nowhere near the reception of nobody before anybody came out, when the crowd was just in a frenzy waiting for something to happen. And surely not as dramatic and overwhelming a response as Madam got. And as they kind of come out and stumble and look all indignant and realize that their ovation sucks, they just kind of, seem dismissive of the crowd, and they sit down and like instantly like call somebody over and bring a bunch of drinks, and they just start pounding drinks. And the host seems to give them a respectable amount of time to kind of take their seats once sees that they're there. Now, let us begin with the games. Crowd goes absolutely wild. May I present all potential champions? He was the youngest to ever enter and win a prestigious bare knuckle championship. He was also last year's winner of the Festival of the Hunt, making his triumphant return to the Colosseum today. May I present to you Mimsie! Crowd goes absolutely wild. There seems to be some kind of enchanted like pyro that kind of shoots off from the crowd. Very intimidating war drums kind of make their crescendo as you're announced, and the crowd goes absolutely wild. As your name is called, the music hits, these illusionary fires kind of shoot out from the stands. What are you doing, Mimsie?
I'm doing like a tumbling routine all the way down. Just like handsprings and backflips and landing there, and then throwing up the DDP diamond and getting everybody else in the crowd to throw up the diamond and then go bang and it from behind.
Since this is not your first time, and you were quite successful previously, your entrance, the music, the pyro, the timing, everything was coordinated with you in advance, and it goes off and everybody goes absolutely wild. Give me a performance check.
Alrighty. That's not gonna be bad no matter how you slice it. So let's see. 24.
Very nice. Madam seems very impressed. Stands there clapping, seems to kind of point to host, tap host like on the arm and kind of point like they're clearly talking about you, impressed. 24, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Even the princes, who seem to be kind of douchebags and off in their own little world, even kind of take note and like do a little fist bump to each other before returning to like chugging a beer. Crowd goes absolutely wild. Host has to kind of calm everybody down. Also making his triumphant return. You might recognize him as a national Braylish hero. Jailed unjustly for refusing to kill soldiers who had already surrendered. Noted bodyguard to the important people of Sharn. Currently for hire, out here to impress his prospective new employer. Please give it up for Ronin. Same deal. Very dramatic drum beats, some fire coming out of the crowd, the stands. Crowd once again going absolutely wild. Ronin, what are you doing as your name gets called and like all of this like hits at once for your dramatic Monday Night Raw intro?
He does like a sort of bow, like a bow, and then he takes out his katana and wakizashi as he starts performing certain kata as he's dancing around the battlefield, like slashing and everything. And then he throws the blades up, grabs his odachi, and like does like a whirlwind and causes the dust to come up, and where people can't see him, the swords fall back down. And then as the dust clears, he's holding the swords as well as the odachi, leaning against his chest.
You go ahead and give me a performance check. That was pretty rad.
Yeah, man, I was into that. I was like, I hope this keeps going because
I had some time to think about it while he was explaining yours. The benefits of going second. I've only got a 10 performance.
Everybody seemed pretty impressed with Mimsie's. Suddenly, the princes seem to have fallen out of their chair, or one of them fell out of their chair. So a lot of the crowd kind of focused on that to see like what the hell's going on. So despite how like completely awesome your display was, nobody saw it because of the princes acting
oh, that's fucked.
foolish.
Ronin kind of mutters under his breath, no honor in performance anyways. Only fight.
As everybody kind of like perfunctory like tries to help the prince back to his chair, nobody's jumping to their feet. Everybody's just like, well, fuck, I'm here. I guess I should do it. It looked bad. Like, hey, bro, can I help? After a very kind of pathetic attempt to help the prince to his chair, you notice Madam leaning over and nodding, and the lights in her eye, one of them goes out very quickly and comes back as if she was winking at you.
Winking at me?
Yeah.
At Ronin?
Yeah.
Oh. He kind of gave a smile. He's like, I'll be seeing her after the competition.
She reaches into her robe and she pulls out like an obvious pretty heavy coin purse. She points at it. She points at you. She's like, I bet on you two. Don't disappoint me. And she tucks it back in. And once the prince gets back to his seat and everything seems to be cool, they even have kind of a scuffle amongst each other. One blamed the other for the fall. Host stands up. It is a most lovely day here in Sharn. A lovely late winter afternoon. Unfortunately, certain nations prefer the darkness And as he mentions it, this giant shade comes over the arena floor, casting everything in like a very dark shadow and definitely blocking any direct sunlight from hitting the floor. If either of you would like to move like about, just for wherever you would be after your intro, or as this gigantic kind of thing covers the floor, like if you got out to the middle of the floor and kind of looked around, and then
Mimsie's gonna jog on over to Ronin. Hail, Ronin, and put a hand out.
Ronin will bow and then shake the hand, doing both, and say, I am pleased to be your partner for this competition.
We will make much money. It will be wonderful.
Yes, we will gain honor in our fight today.
Shit.
Yes, we will gain much honor.
I have seen you fight last year, and I must say your rage may just win us today, friend.
Thank you. I've been training incredibly hard for this, so hopefully between your sword and my fist, we will win.
Yes. Give them cracked skulls a many.
We should get each other's back, no?
Of course. Between your pure fury and my focused slashes, nothing shall stand between us and that gold.
Nothing.
I'm trying to speak like a lizard, by the way, so if the accent is annoying, feel free to let me know.
It's fine, bro. You literally just heard me do the host. You were gonna beat anything I just did, so do not worry.
Awesome.
Yeah, once again, you're fine. So as you stand there and the shade kind of settles in, it's almost like an artificial darkness. And what is a bright and sunny day in this uncovered Coliseum in Sharn, and host kind of stands up, looks up, makes sure everything's kind of set where it's supposed to be. I wonder if I should say anything with the royal princes here that maybe they might not like to hear about their uncle in Karnath. And after host says Karnath, the entire arena just begins to boo. It's the equivalent of cheap heat in wrestling. You just know by saying this that they are just going to rain down the boos. And as excited and as like electric as it was leading up to this point, this is the total opposite. This huge enthusiastic crowd has turned to like vitriol and anger at the mention of the nation of Karnath. Oh, well, I have two choices. I either worry about insulting the king's own cousin, and they're like, boo, boo, just rains down, or perhaps not leaving this arena alive if I do not give you what I have promised. Huge crowd once again. Well, then have it you shall. As you know, it is said that King Caius walks the night. There's like this kind of combination snicker and like boo as the contempt turns to mockery of blowing out of proportion this alleged rumor about the king of Karnath. It would seem I have spoken loud enough that the Karnathi have sent a royal delegation to address me. The floor becomes misty out of nowhere, like a fog just kind of rolled in, like very 1980s music video style, just rolled on in. And as it does, the mist and the fog begin to coalesce into humanoid shapes. And I am going to need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Oh, man. I'm ready.
8.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
8.
They're all low on the die.
16 for me.
Monsters rolled nat 20, just so you know. But, wow, 8. Hey, man, if you didn't want to play D&D tonight, it's fine. We could have done something else.
I can't choose but the die rolls.
So, as this mysterious supernatural mist rolls in across the floor, essentially covering the entire arena floor in like this deep, ankle-deep, thick fog, it begins to coalesce into 2 clouds, and off at the far west end of the Colosseum, a very elegant, pale-skinned humanoid dressed very well, like you would expect a dragon-marked house member to be dressed as, with the caveat of making sure to stay in the more shadier spots, while also bearing a set of fanged teeth. Oh, it would seem King Caius the Vampire has come to see us ourselves. What may we do for you, your majesty? And as he gives that kind of mocking jab to the vampire, you see raise up the traditional kind of vampire cape comes up. It's going to fly 60 feet to Mimsie.
Whoa.
And
Uncool, bro.
it's going to reach in, and as it flies up in one like smooth motion, absolutely in control of its ability to fly and of its body. And as it does, it's going to try to take a bite out of you.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely does.
Okay.
Good job.
You are going to take
They came for blood.
6 piercing damage.
Okay.
8 necrotic damage. And I need you to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma 14.
Oh no! As the vampire bites and takes, like, not only the like I said, just like I described it, the piercing action of piercing your flesh with the fangs, the necrotic damage of this invasive thing that it tries to infect your body with, and now a 14 charisma save is going to mean you are now charmed by the vampire for a minute.
That's not good.
The target's hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the necrotic damage taken. So your maximum hit points are now 8 less. Yeah.
Permanently?
It's usually until the next long rest.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that's harsh.
I was like, it's not even halftime yet, homie. That's not good. So that's going to be that for the vampire. The mist, seeing you charmed, one of them's going to come over. What is it then? Okay. It's gonna be right adjacent. I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws, please.
19.
18.
Nailed it, both of you. Ooh, that could be a lot worse. 11, 14. You're going to take 7 necrotic damage as the vampiric mist attempts to literally drain the life force out of you.
Both of us?
Yes. One vampiric mist on each one of you. Both of you saved.
Oh, awesome.
14 you fail, 7 for the for saving. All right, that is going to be it for the monsters. It is now Mimsie's turn. What would you like to do, as you are charmed by the vampire, so you cannot do anything to them? But you do have this vampiric mist hanging out right by you.
Well, I can't do anything to them, huh? So, I guess I'll just, not really sure at this point now what to do. You know what? I'm going to use my Indomitable to re-roll that save and try and...
Okay.
Hell yeah. 18.
Okay. We'll call that your action, but you're down. Now you get an option the next time around. You kind of snap out of it. What the fuck just happened? I'm not going to...
Indomitable's a reaction.
Oh.
It would have been done as a reaction.
Well, sorry, I didn't even know I had it, and then I read it and was like, oh, I'll do that. But I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we can make it my action, just to keep the thing flowing.
No, you're good.
Okay, so I can take my action?
Yes.
Okay. I will be using my action to punch the shit out of this vampire.
Okay.
So...
Are your fists considered magical? Or is the whatever claw things, they're magical?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are indeed.
Indeed.
So... 27 to hit.
Whoa, yes.
17 to hit.
Yes.
And 19 to hit.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to rage first. That doesn't change my accuracy, but...
All right.
I am going to rage. Rage. And...
You're pissed that motherfucker had the audacity to bite you.
Yeah. I mean, this is not sportsmanlike at all.
My way's not very sportsmanlike.
So 12 damage from the first punch.
Okay.
And then we got 16 damage from the second punch.
Okay.
And then we got 10 damage from the third punch. And on that punch, I'm going to attempt to grapple
All right.
this motherfucker. So, let me see. Grappling strike. I'm going to expend a superiority dice. And add this. And add it to my thing. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to grapple him. Strength roll off. Athletics versus athletics, I believe, is what the thing is here.
Ooh.
So I'm at 29 strength.
Okay. I just want to say it was really close. I got a 7.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So what? Just bah, 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 and then like what? Like a
Like a double leg.
I was saying like more or less like a double leg.
Yeah, double leg. And now we're on the floor scram right now.
Get low, get up through them, center of gravity.
Yeah.
Are they grappled or did you knock them prone?
No, they're grappled.
Okay, so you just
What happens to them next is if they keep failing, then I'm gonna keep moving them around and hitting them and doing other things.
okay. Mimsie, is that it for you?
Yep.
Okay. Ronin, you have a vampiric mist behind you that attempted to drain your life. In front of you, your newfound compatriot whose life probably depends on yours as much as yours and his. And then he's carrying around a vampire, and there's a vampiric mist over there with him as well.
Ronin definitely thinks that the vampire is the bigger threat,
Okay.
so he's going to focus on it.
All right.
He's going to kind of take a second and breathe in, saying Zen Shuchu no Kokyu, or total concentration breathing for those who like Demon Slayer, the anime. He's going to move over to the vampire and make his attack with advantage using his total concentration breathing, or fighting the spirit if you want to actually use D&D term. His first attack, and he's going to be using Great Weapon Master with all of these, so it'll be +10 and -5, -5 to the attack rolls,
Okay.
+10 to damage. So this one will be 24 to hit after the -5.
Yes.
That is 17. Wait, 24 damage.
Oh wow.
Because it's +17. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the first attack. Then again.
Are you attacking the vampire that I'm grappling?
Yes.
So you should get advantage then, right?
Well, yeah, I have advantage. So another 24 to hit,
Okay.
and this time it is 27 to hit. Oh, sorry, 27 damage.
Okay.
I'm using Great Weapon Master. That's awesome. This time it's 22 to hit,
Yes.
and 24 damage. All this is magical too.
Okay.
And then it's not. Does it look like it's bloodied or?
Go ahead and describe to me what this like epic flurry of swords looks like as your orc tiefling companion holds this thing that you are apparently just slicing and dicing and eventually dispatch.
So if you have played Final Fantasy VII, I can't think of the name of it. This Limit Break of Cloud, when he makes the kanji with his sword.
Oh, the cross slash?
Yeah, cross slash. That's what it's going to look like. And on the last one, when it goes down, it's just going to cut the vampire in two.
And as it falls, seemingly steaming from the gash and slice wound, falling into the mist and just no body. The second it is consumed by the mist, it is gone. You could try to kick around at the floor, literally in front of you where it fell, and you'll feel nothing except the ground.
Sorry for wasting your grapple, by the way. I just didn't want to risk the charm effect.
Oh, no, I can grapple a lot. Don't worry.
So let me guess. Charisma is everybody's dump stat. Is that why we're freaked out about that?
No, intelligence is fine.
Yeah, intelligence is the dump.
I have a positive charisma, actually.
Okay. Should have picked Mind Flayers. Got it.
Yeah.
So as this vampire disappears, the vampiric mists grow a little redder, in color, and seem to be a little kind of jittery in their place. Ronin, is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Okay. And as both of you are taking your actions in this very exciting 6 seconds that just transpired. You can hear host kind of doing a play-by-play commentary with every successful strike and with every impressive move. The crowd is just more and more behind you. And the Ronin and Mimsie chants have started in the arena, sometimes at the same time, sometimes battling back and forth from ends of the arena. Mimsie, Ronin! Mimsie, Ronin! The crowd's really into it, almost splitting the audience in half as far as which one of you two is the favorite. And as this vampire is absolutely cut down while probably being squeezed exceptionally hard and just dissipates into the mist, you can hear host kind of, "Oh, and there goes King Caius." And then just as the vampire disappears, "Oh no, His Majesty has called for reinforcements." And 2 vampire spawn appear in the darkness. Blank, vacant expression, fangs covered in blood, barely appearing human or even sentient. If you were to look them in the eyes, they appear almost feral, snarling, blood dripping, just this vacant expression and desire to cause both harm and to feed. It would be the vampire spawn's turn. This one is going to roll up on Mimsie. Alright, it is going to do... Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay. An 11 does not, I take it?
No, an 11 does not.
Okay. So it's gonna like run up on you, take a big slash at you with this clawed hand. You're gonna take 3 slashing damage.
So then I'll take 1.
1. And then as it like swipes at you with 2 claw attacks in a third like 1, 2, 3 combo, it's gonna reach in and try to bite you. Is a 24 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Man.
You are going to take 1d6 plus 3. Oh, Jesus. 4 with your mitigation, 2 piercing damage.
Okay.
9.
I'm just thinking of the scene in SpongeBob when the guy's like, "Who threw that piece of paper at me?"
9. 4 necrotic damage from the bite. Your hit point maximum is reduced also by the necrotic damage taken, so 4. That's that. That's going to be it for that vampire spawn. The other one is going to move its happy little feral ass up this way. The vampiric mist. I'm going to need both of you to make... Oh, hold on. Maybe not both of you. Give me a second. This one's going to move around to Ronin. All right, both of you make Constitution saving throws, please.
15.
Ooh, nice.
25.
Yes, cool. Both of you save. Ronin, you're going to take 1 because I rolled 3. You're going to take 1 necrotic damage. And I guess, Mimsie, you're not going to take any, right?
No.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah, so in very like feeble attempts, maybe it fears for the loss of its master, having been gone. That's going to be it for the monsters. It is now the gladiators' turns. Let's start with Mimsie. What would you like to do? You got like a whole fucking vampire entourage thing going on right now, right by you.
I do.
I do, in fact.
I do indeed. Vampire spawn number 2, I'm going to start laying strikes in on.
Okay.
So, let's see. It's an 18 hit,
Yes.
a 21,
Yes.
and a 27.
Also yes.
All right. Fuck yeah.
Beep beep. Double yes.
So we got 16 damage from that one,
Okay.
15 damage from the next shot,
Okay.
and then 15 damage. Just laying in strikes, uppercuts.
So what? Just throwing like
Just
these
straight up
these
fist
orc
stuff.
hands rated E for everybody. Just
Yeah.
giving him the business. A
Yeah,
brouhaha, a Donnybrook.
Exactly.
Trying to think.
Donnybrook is a perfect name.
Donnybrook is a great word. I use it whenever I can. All right, so you're just gonna lay into this almost feral-looking humanoid that has bitten you.
I
It did.
forgot.
It did bite you. Yeah. All right.
It did bite me, but I forgot. Before I end my round, oppose strength off. I'm going to grapple her.
Okay.
That makes me...
Ah.
23.
11.
All right, she is grabbed.
Okay.
Grab her by the clothes and pick her up off the ground.
It's like wildly slashing at you, trying to bite at you as you keep it at arm's length, holding it up like a toddler.
Yeah.
All right, fabulous. Is that it for you?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, Ronin. Your compatriot has one of the vampire spawn like scooped up. There's a vampiric mist right next to you, and the other vampiric spawn appears to be like making its way in a straight line directly for you. What would you like to do?
So he's going to use his fighting spirit or total concentration breathing again. This time he's going to attack at the miss. So strike 1. I didn't roll with advantage. Well, that first roll was 19 anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. 25 to hit after the -5. So
Okay. Yes.
So 25 magical slashing damage.
Woo!
On that one. It's not dead, correct?
It is not, but
I'll make it another slash. This is a hit. It's a 24.
Yes.
I love advantage. 21 magical slashing damage.
So what does it look like as you fight this cloud that every slash you take at it, it grows a deeper and deeper glowing blood red, and every strike you take, the crowd more and more into it. The Ronin chants begin once again. Describe to me your sword strike as you kill this vampiric mist.
I'm thinking the first one is sort of a downward strike, and it just like, because it's such a long blade, it creates kind of a large amount of wind, so it kind of like separates it a little bit, and as it's starting to come back, it comes by with a horizontal strike, and it just like totally dispersed it.
Poof, gone.
And then he's gonna set his eyes on this other miss and walk over there, 5 feet that way, and he's gonna attack it.
Okay.
This is gonna be a long turn. Oh, were you gonna say something?
Oh, I was just saying I love samurais, the hit and walk.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This is gonna be a long turn because I'm action serving, just so you know.
I'm gonna take all the attacks. Hey, vampire spawn number 1. I'll get to you in a second.
Yeah, wait there.
I still got some movement left. I'm coming for you.
So this is 21 magical slashing damage. It was a 23 to hit.
Okay.
So I assume that's a hit.
Yes.
Action surge.
So 21 damage.
21, yeah,
Okay.
magical slashing. Action surge, and then I get 3 more attacks. So, this is a 31 before the -5. I'm not going to do the math on that one.
Yes.
25 magical slashing damage.
And as you slash at this one before it grows to its deepest dark red before dissipating, what does your sword strike here look like?
It's going to look very much the same, and as he slashes it, he's gonna say cross slash again. Definitely dispersing it. As he then moves to the vampire spawn, as he has 2 attacks left, and that takes another 10 feet of movement, he's going to say, "Now it's your turn," as he slashes at it. His Odachi, still having the blood of this spawn's master, King Caius, he is going to infuse this vampire spawn with the blood of its king. With critical hit. So,
Holy shit.
and for critical hit, we take the max damage die and roll damage.
Max damage, and then roll everything again.
$39 magical slashing damage.
Ouch. Damn.
Yes. 39 magical, because I rolled a 10 on the first set, and then it's 12 for the critical set, and then plus 17 for the great weapon. And then the final slash, this is going to be a thrust. I know it's still slashing, but it's going to be a thrust with the Odachi. He wants to drop all 5 feet of this blade into this vampire, and that's a 23 to hit.
I know that feeling,
So-
yes.
26 magical slash.
All
And he
right.
just removes the blade and gets into his stance, ready to deflect any attack that's going to throw him. And that is his turn. Sorry, it was.
No, you're fine. As you continue in this just slash and move, killing both vampiric miss and taking significant amount of damage out of the one vampire spawn, instead of the crowd cheering, it grows completely silent in awe of your swordsmanship and your ability to move from one thing to the next. And in the essentially slack-jawed silence of the arena, you hear the 2 princes, half drunk, "Bro, fuck vampires, bro, am I right?" Yeah, high five, and you could hear them just kind of being drunk and idiots, but their disdain for vampires is made very clear. That you can just hear them up there, "Man, fuck vampires, bro, fucking bastards, night sleeping fucks." What else you got?
Sorry,
That is it. That is everything.
All right.
That better be everything.
Wait, I still have to take my 8th and 9th attacks.
Yeah.
I just need a break, man. My wrist hurts. Rolling this many dice is painful. All right. We will get back up to the top. As your final kind of slash comes through, and it's, you're making that kind of dramatic pause, the crowd once again comes to life, and you can see in your flurry of movement the twin princes being impressed, host being impressed, and most of all, Madam seeming absolutely riveted by both of your performance. More than a few times, you could swear you see her give like a purse of money to somebody who quickly runs off, presumably to place yet another bet on you two. All right, we are back to the monsters. Vampire spawn number 2, right next to Mimsie.
In my hand, actually.
Oh, that's right. If she's kind of grappled and whatever, she's going to try to take a bite out of your wrist as you
have to beat me in the grapple off to do it.
What? No, I can still make my attacks, can't I?
Oh, wait. That's something we're gonna have to find out.
You're thinking of restrained.
No, because she's not restrained. She's just grappled, so she should be able to freely attack.
Yeah, I just can't move, right?
Yeah, just can't move. Sorry, Manny.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I don't get to play vampires very much. A lot of biting going on. Some of us weren't lizard man barbarians in the first campaign.
Now, one thing Tenta can do that's not against the rules, just to, he can use one of his attacks to shove, but still retain the grapple. So he can have it thrown, grapple it, and then it has no movement speed.
Like body slam on top of it?
Yeah, then it would have disadvantage on its attack rolls.
That's going to be a 20 to hit on the bite.
Yep, that sure does it.
Okay. 6 plus 3, 7. You're going to take 3 piercing.
Okay.
6 necrotic on the piercing. Your maximum hit points are also reduced by 6 as well.
God damn.
It's going to be it for that vampire spawn. The other one, after Ronin's unbelievably impressive display of swordsmanship, suddenly reverts back to its feral, angry state, is going to take a bite out of Ronin for a 21 to hit.
That hits. Now, before you roll damage, quick question, because because of the fighting spirit, I have 10 temporary hit points. If it damages the temporary hit points, does it also damage the maximum hit points?
The temporary hit points are because of
the fighting spirit. The total concentration breathing, as I'm flavoring it.
Okay. How often can you use that per day or per long rest?
So technically it's 3 times per long rest, but if I start a battle with 0 uses, I get 1 back.
Okay.
So pretty much I'll be using it.
Okay.
From that one, I'll be using it once every battle.
I would say whatever it reduces by is going to eat into your temporary hit points.
Okay.
That whatever your temporary hit point maximum, it's going to affect that. We'll start at that ceiling before we start chipping away like at actual hit points. Wow.
Awesome. It doesn't, because my current hit points has been reduced before I was able to use it. So even if it does affect, it's not like it's going to be affecting my normal hit points either. But but.
All right. So did connect with the bite. You are going to take 9 piercing damage for the bite. And then 5. And then 8 necrotic damage That was a shitty roll. And so 8 out of your potential maximum temporary hit points.
The good news is that the piercing pretty much took out most of the temporary hit points anyway, so it wasn't really an issue. So,
all right, that's going to be it for the vampire spawn, who are very clearly getting desperate, seeing your prowess. I genuinely do not. Maybe we'll see. All right, Mimsie, you are next to act at these vampires who are very successful at biting y'all. Real talk.
Yeah, that is a fact. They are. Let's see here. Well, holding her up with one hand, I'm just gonna start laying in gut punches with the other one. Let's see, 19 to hit.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Yep.
And 23 to hit.
Yes.
Let's see if she can take all this here. So 16 points from the first punch.
Okay.
14 points from the second punch. And 15 points from the third punch.
All right. Go ahead and describe to me what your, like, essentially, I don't want to steal this from the monk, but your flurry of blows looks like as you dispatch this.
okay, there are no monks here today.
No, this is a monk of another color right here. Picks her up, holds her up in the air, and whoosh, stomach punch, and then face punch, and it just takes her head totally off. I mean, let's go.
Parading it around the stadium, holding it up.
Plays a little soccer with it, and then boots
Oh,
it up.
hacky sack.
Yeah, hacky sacks it. Wow.
Are you not entertained? And as, you know, maybe you bounce it off the knee a little bit of the hack, maybe the inside, maybe even go a little bit behind the back, get a little fancy with it. A little stall on the back of the neck. The crowd, once again, absolutely riveted. And the princes, riveted by your, like, just brutality, like, stand up and be like, yeah, take that, you minor vampire player bitch. And they're so drunk and, like, leaning over because you're kind of close to, like, the royal box, that one of them almost, like, falls out of the box onto the arena floor. The other one's got to, like, grab him. And once again, you see Host just kind of sigh and, like, give the least amount of effort possible. Like, kind of pulls Prince back up and sits him back in his chair. All the while, this dumb fuckery going on in the box. It doesn't matter to the crowd. They are so riveted by your feats of athleticism and brutality that almost nobody saw, like, the princes almost fall into the arena. What else you got?
Well, that's pretty much it right there.
Okay.
Except for I walk over here and start sizing up this other vampire spawn.
Okay. I wouldn't worry too much about what's going to happen when it's your turn. I'm just saying. Ronin.
But I'm sizing them up still, so I'm all.
He looks at Mimsie.
Brown.
He looks at Mimsie and says, "Worry not. Would be dishonorable for the both of us to fight such a weak foe." And he uses his fighting spirit again because, you know, he gets one at the start of every turn from now on. So might as well use that last use. I know, start of every combat, sorry. But, and he's going to sling his Odachi at it. And the first attack, that's definitely a hit. 24 is 27 points of damage.
Okay. As you make this dramatic slash, the feral vampire spawn falls to its knees. Its resolve and its just contempt for human life ceases, and you see this thing in a moment of weakness. And as it falls to its knees, the crowd becomes absolutely hushed, and every single eye in the arena turns to the princes. Whoa, 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 bro. Hold on. Before you go making any fucking decisions about who gets to live and who gets to die, let me remind you, I'm a fucking prince. And I'm the one who decides that kind of shit around here. So, what does everybody think? And the crowd just rains down boos. And you can see him like almost kind of fake, like you can't hear him. The boos are deafening. And he just kind of fakes it for a minute. A little bit of this. Well, I don't know, bro. You know, vampires kind of fucks. But supposedly my uncle is one. Who knows? And the whole crowd laughs. But we can't be having that shady kind of fuckness going on here, bro. So what I'm saying is, gotta do it. Gotta do it, man. Get him. And he kind of slumps back down in his chair and takes a beer and like cheers his brother, very proud of himself for putting together a few coherent sentences. Kai, what do you want to do?
He will attack, and I rolled mostly accidentally, and it was a critical hit.
Okay.
Actually. So, I'm sure I'm not even going to really worry about rolling dice. It's a minimum 30 points. So, I'll just say he picks up his Odachi and kind of like puts it to the side, like he's have you ever seen Rurouni Kenshin, the anime?
No.
Ah, it's so good. Anyways, he's just going to take a deep breath in, and then like in the split second, like by the time people blink, his arms go from his side to like the extended position, like it's barely even see the blade move through the vampire, and then in anime style, you see the top half of the vampire just kind of slowly slide down until it just like goes into dust or whatever happens to the vampire body.
The arena is absolutely silent as the prince gives the command, and it is so quick, your slash, that it isn't even met from the full audience with a cheer, but a gasp, as if the entire arena had blinked and missed it. You were already in your finished position. And as the top half slides off, the bottom half just kind of collapses. Before anybody can breathe or cheer, that just kind of, where everybody kind of loses their breath, you hear from the royal box, "Take that, you vampire fucks!" And just as they finish, the crowd just bursts into ovation. The brothers are like chest bumping in the box. Host looks most impressed as they look around the arena and seeing everybody cheer. And Madam, also the same, seems to really kind of take stock of the crowd reaction and its reaction to you and how you did what you were commanded, and it just drove the crowd absolutely nuts. And a respectful standing ovation breaks out. Coins start coming your way, and from the royal box you feel this kind of like warm air blow in across the back of your neck, and everybody is going to get 12 hit points back. And as the relief accompanied with the healing kind of washes over you, you can see the princes go, yeah, bros, we did that. You're welcome. Great show. Let's keep this up. Let's go. And the crowd once again goes wild. They see you're getting better. Host stands back up again. What do we think, Sharn? Is that one of the greatest spectacles you have yet to see? Hopefully no other nations will send us foreign delegations, lest our two gladiators begin a war. And the crowd has a good laugh and boos at the mention of Karnath again.
Cheap heat.
Cheap heat, bro. And as the crowd just kind of goes absolutely nuts at hosts kind of questioning and prodding them. Who's ready for more fights? Crowd goes wild. I can't hear you. Who's ready for more fights? Crowd just goes absolutely. And you can hear one of the princes go, me, bro. I want to see more fights, man. Come on, bro. Let's do this. And you can see host kind of just look down and just be amazed that this idiot has a free pass in life because of who his daddy is. There's more fights.
I would be shaking his hand for sure.
There is more fights, Your Majesty. Oh, good, bro, because I don't have anything else going on today. Shall we get to the next fight, Your Majesty? There's more fights? Yes, Your Majesty, we just went over this. Yeah, bro, let's do more fights. And on that note, it is exactly 8:30, so we will take our little mid-show break as the party has dispatched the first round of combat in this high-stakes and mysteriously thrown together fight card for the kind of well-to-do and people of Sharn. Like I said, it is 8:30 p.m. on the nose. We will take about a 10-minute break, so we'll be back at 8:40. To everybody watching, thanks for watching. I hope you'll stick through to the other side of the break. To my two players tonight, I hope you guys are having a lot of fun with this. This has been a lot of fun for me, so I hope you guys are feeling it too. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we will come back. Hopefully everybody sticks with us on the break, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. Thus far, the party, our two combatants this evening, are doing gladiator games in a one-off narrative set in the same timeline with events painted by our typical Tuesday campaign. We are down. Our boy Dustin is traveling with his partner for the next 2 weeks. We didn't want to miss out on playing together, so we've thrown this together as a little bit of world building as a way to inform you, the audience, and them, the players, in a kind of involved and purposeful metagame by me, the DM, because I want them to see these things that get them excited for season 2. So when we left, our two gladiators here at this event, thrown by some mysterious patrons who arranged not only their participation as the gladiators, but also arranged their opponents, most likely deliberately. Thus far, their first encounter, they faced vampires and vampire-adjacent monsters in a way of kind of poking fun of King Caius of Karnath, who is rumored to be a vampire. So as they sat there and used these games as a way of poking fun at the king of another nation, our gladiators absolutely just mowed through them. Crown is in the palm of their hands, and host, the master of ceremonies for the event, stands up. Are we ready for more fights? Crowd goes nuts, and they feign kind of not being able to hear them. Are we ready for more fights? Crowd goes absolutely wild. The shade begins to move that had been brought in to allow the vampires to fight. And an open sky, bright sunlight, takes a second to get adjusted. And as you do get adjusted, a new shadow. This one not as uniform, but just as large, obscuring almost as much of the sun. And as you look up, you see two airships. Some of the biggest probably made. The ones that they have maximized its ability to fly through its use of dragon shards. And two of them, side by side, with two chains from each of the side rails, supporting just a massive structure in the middle. As we all know, the head of House Kenneth was tragically killed in the events of the wedding massacre in Rote. We, our hosts, would like to take this chance to show you the awesome power of House Kenneth. And as they finish, the chains snap, and this enormous, monstrous construct falls from the sky and lands on the ground. It is metal. It is 25 feet tall. It has a hammer in place of one hand and a large club with spines on it on the as the other hand. And it clangs down, and you can hear the kind of grinding of the metal. It's all rusted, giant. And it appears almost like a warforged, just a very large one. And in the presence of two warforged at this moment, plus your everyday encounters with them, this one doesn't seem to be as sharp. And both of you give me an insight check, please.
It's not something I'm the best at.
I had proficiency, but I rolled a 4 on the die, so 9.
13.
9.
13?
Yeah.
Your 13 is going to tell you that despite it appearing to be able to track your movement, it's looking at the two of you, it's aware of its situation. This Warforged does not seem to have cleared like a threshold of sentience. It seems to be following more of a program than freely thinking for itself. And as it crashes down and kind of rusty makes its way up, I present to you the height of engineering during the last war. The last vestiges of a dying age, a less civilized age. May our brave combatants destroy this ancient tool of war so that we may move on into a more enlightened time. And the crowd just goes absolutely nuts. And as this Warforged Titan straightens up into full, like, I'm about to smash the fuck out of you position, the crowd both is just eager with anticipation and absolutely terrified that the last however long this competition has begun is about to come to an end as one of you may be squished by like a bug. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
Like a bug. Oh, like a bug.
I rolled even worse. I rolled a 2 on the die. I have a 4 initiative.
You're doing tactical initiatives, is what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what
4?
it is. 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I got 16.
I've rolled well on attack rolls at least, but
You're doing good.
I'm
Don't
just
worry.
in no. Ronan's just not in a rush, man. Like, go ahead, Mimsie.
Yeah.
Do you have some fun? Get the crowd warmed up.
he's just sitting there
Oh,
practicing
Jesus
his breathing,
Christ.
crossing his legs,
Hey,
doing yoga.
Proverb, though.
hey, Ronan, don't worry. You're not going last. I guess it. Mimsie, did you get better than a 4?
I got a 15.
Okay, so we're gonna go
I'm in lightning mode compared to you guys.
Mimsie,
Yeah.
Ronan, and then the Titan, who rolled a 3 with a -1 Dex modifier for a 2 initiative. It had a traumatic fall from the sky.
Ankle busted a little bit, maybe.
It's rusty, man. It's old. That was a big fall.
Yeah.
All right. As this thing comes crashing out of the sky, you're kind of lucky. It didn't fall on you, because this thing was hidden like beneath you, and so like when I lit it up, that's where it was. So if any of you were standing on top of it without being able to see it, it would have smashed into you, and that would have been bad. Yeah. So it comes down. It's lit, malicious red glowing eyes, not like a magical light, but almost like fire light its eyes as its barbs on its arm begin to move up and down like a reciprocating saw, and the hammer rears back. Mimsie, you are first to act.
That's frightening. All right, so Mimsie looks to the crowd and lifts his hands in the air and begins to float up. He flies up to the top of the Warforged Titan's head and just lays him in right into its face. So you got a 24 to hit,
Okay.
25 to hit,
Yep.
and a 20 to hit.
Everything except the 20.
The 20 did not hit, huh?
The 20 does not hit.
All right. That's craziness.
Well, it is a big piece of solid metal.
I know. I'm still pretty impressed, though.
Oh,
I got-
yeah. This is the highest. That makes this the highest AC thing I, as a player, have ever fought. I can tell you that.
Definitely not me because I've dabbled in 3.5 and have seen things with 40, 70. But, so, 16 damage, 14 damage,
Hold on.
and 16 damage.
16, 14, and what?
And 16.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
he's going to go ahead and do an action surge. And do some more punches. 22 to hit. 25. And 23.
All 3 of those hit.
So we got 12 damage. 15 damage. And 16 damage.
So you just begin to wail on this thing. And despite its size and the fury and strength with which you strike, it is so big, so hard of a material that it doesn't even echo, like, you know, that kind of gong sound, like if you threw something like a cement mixer or like a dumpster, like nothing. It is just the kind of grotesque sound of your gloved hand striking something. And because it's large and it's metal and it's expressionless, from the audience's perspective, it looks like you're just punching a wall. It doesn't grimace. It doesn't do anything outwardly to emote any kind of pain. And after seeing you just rip through these vampires in such dramatic fashion, the fact that there is no indication to the audience that you are doing anything, there is a gasp as you're just floating up there, just wailing on it, and it just stands there, appearing to take it like nothing is happening at all. Mimsie, what else you got?
Depression, I guess. But that's all I got.
All right. You still did damage. It doesn't look like it, so the audience is concerned.
I know. Even Mimsie's a little bit like, oh man.
All right. Ronin, you are next to act with your robust and ambitious 4.
Yep. He is going in his mind. He's like, it's a Gundam. He's going to move towards it, activate his total concentration breathing, and make his 3 slashes. So, first one is a 23 to hit, which is 25 magical slashing damage.
Okay.
Perfect damage roll on that one. That was a 20 to hit. Where's it now? And then that one is a hit.
Okay.
24 magical slashing damage.
All right. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that is all. As he makes his the one, he doesn't align the blade quite correct, so it just kind of like ricochets off. But the other 2 make actual slashes.
As you slash at it, you knock off some of the flaky corrosion of whatever metal has oxidized over its long time since its use in the last war. And from a distance, from the audience, you scaled against this massive thing just look tiny. And despite your mostly successful efforts, all that the audience can see is a little bit of rust get kicked up from the frame of this Warforged, and the gasp of shock has begun to turn to kind of like rumblings amongst the audience, like they don't know what's going to happen. Some of them begin to cheer in like enthusiasm. The princes are like, bro, they fucked those vampires up. This thing's about to squish them. We're gonna lose so much money, bro. Fuck. And the monster's turn. Let's see. With
It just like rolls over, and that's like 100 bludgeon.
Man, we really gave it a first round though.
Mimsie, I'm gonna guess a 27 hits.
Yeah. Barely.
At least he.
Oh shit! 6.
Halved.
12.
Yeah,
you're gonna take 6 slashing damage as it comes down with its sharpened barbs.
Apparently didn't hit very good.
No, it didn't. I rolled shit. 9, 10. You're gonna take 5 bludgeoning damage as it tries to pin you to the ground. And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
All right. which I did at advantage right now. I am at 29.
Okay. As it tries to like pin you to the ground, it fails to knock you prone, and you manage to just kind of skirt out as it brings the blade of the axe down. And as the blade of the axe hits down, it's going to kind of come like a big, wide left hand with the hammer fist. That's going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah.
There we go. 17, 19. You're going to take 9 bludgeoning damage as it hits you with the side of its hammer fist.
Okay.
And then I need another strength saving throw, please.
That was reduced to 9 or
Yeah,
9?
reduced to 9.
Reduced to 9. Okay. I will put it on here. Where did it go? Where's my goddamn document? Okay, there we go. Okay, and a
Too
strength.
many tabs open.
Yeah. Hey, another 29 strength save.
Okay. So as it tries to hit you with the hammer, it tries to knock you, like push you back away out of the fight. You manage to dig in and resist. I think that's it for the Warforged Titan. 1 axe hand, 1 hammer fist. All right.
People have to be impressed by that shit. Off the back by a giant titan.
It's so just massive, and to see it move nimbly and deftly, and to see you put up the first kind of struggle that it seems that you've had since you entered the arena, the crowd begins to kind of even grow a little more worried. Madam seems a little concerned, and you can see she's kind of pulled out what looks like a ledger. She looks like she's kind of doing some calculations. Host, absolutely riveted, putting on a good show. My man doesn't care. And then the princes are, bro, we're going to lose so much money. I don't think Dad's going to give us any more. Fuck it. Come on, dude. Get that fucking thing, that metal, fuck. It's bullshit. That's going to be that. All right, Mimsie, it is back to you.
All right, it is Mimsie time. And
I believe in you, Mimsie.
thank you.
Ronin's running the other way.
Good luck, I trust you, bye.
I'm going to use evasive footwork,
Okay.
one of my superiority die, to gain an extra 10 AC for this until next turn.
Okay.
And then I'm going to punch this thing in the face. So 22, 29, and 28 to hit.
Yes.
Let's see here. So 12 points of damage from the first punch,
Okay.
16 from the second punch, and then 16 from the third punch.
Okay.
I'm flying up in the air again, delivering them straight underneath the jaw of this thing. Tank, tank, tank.
It's so massive that even your swing doesn't like cause it to change direction. It's not like your equal size where a punch would, no matter how well would move somebody. Sounds like you're knocking on a castle.
Yeah.
Just nobody can hear anything, and it saw you take some pretty good shots, This thing still seems unscathed, unscarred, undeterred. And the crowd is really beginning to grow concerned. Is Mimsie, is that it for you?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Ronin. Yeah, this thing just big old monstrosity.
Alright, so I don't have anything cool I can do, so I'll probably miss on half these, but Ronin is going to take his blade. He's not going to attack with Great Weapon Master. He feels like the defense is too high. So he's going to make more agile and focused thrusts. He's going to prepare his blade, and he's going to quickly jump basically to the knee of this thing and use that as leverage to like make an upward strike across the belly, jumping towards like the hand. And so he strikes, as his feet hit the hand, he jumps towards the shoulder and strikes at the neck. And then once he gets to the neck, assuming it's still alive, he's going to do something cool. But let's roll first. The third one, I'll tell you what.
Take your time.
23 to hit.
Yes.
On the,
Take your time worrying about if it's still alive. We'll
yeah.
Go ahead and don't worry about that.
18 magical slashing.
Okay.
And that one's a miss. It was 20 to hit.
20, yeah, misses.
So the blade doesn't quite go through on the neck, but then he, for his last attack, when people would think that he'd make another strike, instead he reaches his head back and then just like lets out this roaring, thunderous, booming breath weapon right in the face of this as he flips off of it and lands back on the ground in front of it. And for the breath weapon, 16 dex save.
Oh no. I already know this thing's got a negative dex modifier. What's the DC?
16.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no. I got a 7.
So 21 force damage. And I know it probably wasn't optimal to be so, but I thought that would be a cool sequence of attacks. So.
It's possible because it is
really cool.
Yeah. I mean, you're here to entertain, man. So as you kind of make your jumping, slashing, and then force attacks, your precise strikes, your well thought out strikes seem to be at strategic places that some of the hydraulics that seem to power some part of the Warforged are severed, spraying fluid everywhere. And as you make your movements and you kind of jump, the thing's kind of moving around. Anybody in the crowd kind of can't really follow the action. It's so kind of quick and frantic. And as you make your way back down for your superhero landing, sword probably triumphantly behind you. The monster does not roar, does not express pain, but as it stands back up to prepare for its own attack, fluid begins to pour out, and crowd once again gasps and kind of starts like this slow clap. And before too long, like the whole audience is going with this slow clap. Even the twins, Madam and Host, are joining in as everybody just kind of gets up and up and up and up. Building, seeing the first signs of weakness in the machine. What else you got? That's it?
That is it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
As the crowd led by the Royal Box, the twins, Host, and Madam carry this chant on, the Titan, unconcerned about the audience slipping away, and is here to serve a very specific and malicious purpose. And as it looks down on Ronin, who caused it to bleed its own blood, it's not going to be happy. And here comes the old axe hand for a fuck. 17's not going to get it done.
Ronin puts his fingers to his head and teleports. Kidding, of
It's
course.
going to come down with the hammer fist, as apparently its spatial awareness was damaged.
Uh-oh.
Ronin, does a 22 hit?
That does it.
Okay. All right. Good. I was like, I'll be damned if I'm gonna have this 22 AC monster that doesn't get to do any fucking damage. 11, 19. You're gonna take 25 bludgeoning damage as it comes through and smashes you with the hammer side, and I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
25.
Ooh, nailed it. All right, so as it, just like it did with Mimsie.
He sees the blow coming and he can't get out of the way, so he takes his old teeth, puts it in the ground to withstand the blow.
Nice. And just undeterred, thing hits kind of weakly by what's been severed by your attacks, and the crowd just absolutely loses their shit. It seems as if the tide is turning of the battle. Even the princes are starting to drink and act like jackasses again. And you can see Madam standing there, just absolutely like riveted, clapping, cheering the two of you on. Wow, that might be it for my monster. I'm upset. All right, Mimsie, it is your go. Stupid barbarian damage mitigation.
All right. I will fly up and land some kicks right to its eyes. Fly up and like grab it by the eyelid and be like,
"The fuck?"
Start throwing knees. 22.
22 just hits.
And 24 to hit.
Yes.
Sweet. So we got 16 damage, 17 damage, and 15 damage.
What was the middle one?
It was
16, 15, and what was the other one?
And 15.
Okay. As you essentially like try to Muay Thai knee this giant construct by grabbing onto like the top of the eye slit before you get to the kind of glassy appearance of an eye. So you've got this thing and you're going full like Muay Thai knees, real high strike, trying to do your best to bring the eyebrow of the monster down towards your knees as you raise them. It chips the lens that it uses for an eye, and as such it kind of pauses for a second, and you can see it kind of not being able to really kind of look around, and as it does so, you hear the princes from the box, "Hey dude, you should move in case it falls, bro." And like the other brother just kind of like, "Shut the fuck up, man." The crowd's like really like into it. It's kind of staggering and kind of looking about. Mimsie, what else you got?
That is that, except for I also will move about 5 feet back.
Okay.
Fly up above its head, I should say.
Okay. It's going to take an opportunity attack as you go up. Not that it matters. 27. It will matter.
It did hit.
No, because he has the plus 10 AC.
Oh.
It still only equals 27, so he got me.
Okay.
Oh.
Whew. I was like, yo, it uses its lucky feet. God fucking damn it, man. It's going to be 4 slashing damage after your mitigation.
Oh no.
You're really ruining barbarians for me, bro. Just saying.
I'm sorry.
Just saying. Okay. All right. Opportunity attack. That's it for your turn. Ronin, it is now your turn. It seems to be kind of like perplexed. It's leaking fluid from one side from your slash, and an odd kind of like electrical smoke seems to be pouring from this shattered eye lens that Mimsie went full like Muay Thai on.
After Mimsie having broken some of the parts in the eye and exposing a weakness in the machine, Kai is going to quickly jump up there, twirling slashes as he tries to stab into it. So I'll just go and roll my 3 attack rolls.
Okay.
So that's a hit, 26. Critical hit.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, 2 critical hits. I rolled D&D Beyond. 2 critical hits.
It's on screen.
You better hope that they don't screw you when Dustin gets back and we're back to like your squishy little level 3 wizard.
I'm just going to
cut 4 again.
I'm gonna cut this and send it to Dustin and be like 2 crits in a row on D&D Beyond.
It's going to be 2 hours and 10 minutes into the stream if you want to just give you like a hand.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
Just to give you a hand because I had to look for like a particular frame in the stream the other week and it sucked. All right. Well, with the 1 hit, I was pretty sure you're going to do it. With the 1 hit and the crit, you were definitely going to do it. With the 1 hit and the 2 crits, you're definitely going to do it. If you want to roll the dice just to see the number, I'm fine with it.
It's all right. Two crits in a row. I mean,
that's your highlight. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I wouldn't want to roll low and ruin it. I'd rather just be like, I got 2 crits.
Hey,
in a row.
remember how I told you that was going to be the end of it? Yeah. Sorry, bro. That was sad.
I rolled 2 ones on my damage die.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and give me like the full-on description of these absolutely vicious stabs or slashes.
Slashes. Oh, the last one will be a stab.
All right.
So as he's making his way up, it's going to be a similar style to the last one, except this time he's going to cut just different. Like he's basically going to do the other side. Well, he slots some of the stuff on the one side of the arm. He's going to do the other side of the arm, and then in his final slash, instead of hitting the neck, he's going to take his Odachi and put it straight through that eye, and then do the back flip off. And he's not going to be facing forward. He's going to be facing it away. He's just going to sling his sword to like get the juices of the robot off of it, sling it across the field, and then just like sheath it while the thing just falls right behind him, like a Power Ranger.
It falls like a puppet with its strings cut. It does not like timber over like a tree. It just crumples under its own weight into this massive heap on the floor. And as it does so, your strikes, like previously, were just so quick, and the monster's kind of flailing about and everything, that the crowd just goes silent. Slash, 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 slash. And then you're landing, and then just... And for like a brief second, it was so quickly, and the way it hit the ground, it kicked up so much dust. Nobody can see either one of you. They're not sure if it fell on you. So as it falls, there's this like gasp and just... And as the dust settles, and you're both kind of standing there, probably looking, triumphant. You knew what was what. Crowd just goes absolutely wild. The princes go, bro, that's the craziest shit we've ever seen. What? Oh my god, fuck yeah. And they're losing their mind. Host is not so much looking at you, but the audience, and seeing just the overwhelming ovation of the people. And even Madam seems to like a much more genteel and respectable kind of acknowledgement, a deep bow, and a nice little bit of applause. And host stands back up. That was quite impressive. We love to see these old machines of a dark time destroyed. Very rarely do we see them destroyed with such grace, elegance, and precision. Crowd goes absolutely wild, and you can see host not even trying to settle them down, just letting it keep going and kind of just build and kind of fade and then go back up again. Now we come to our final confrontation. We, the people of Sharn, right proud of our Brailish heritage, always like to seek justice on the king's behalf. And as host is about to keep speaking, one of the princes stands up. Hey, bro, hold on. I got something to say. Host kind of looks at him questioningly, and you can hear the prince say, bro, I'm the fucking Prince of Breland. Sit your ass down. And you see host and madam kind of look at each other, and madam kind of nods. Host sits down very indignantly. Brother stands, comes to kind of where host has been standing when he addresses the crowd. Listen up, y'all. Me and my brother, we put these fights together with our money. And the crowd kind of, and you hear this like just grateful applause, knowing that everything that they'd seen and all the entertainment they'd taken in had been provided by these two who they might not like, but definitely appreciate what they've done for them today.
It's like the sort of egotistical dick that he buys you the beer, so you're like, he's
Yeah.
not too bad.
I mean, this is Rome. It's like, oh, you're starving? Hey, come out and watch people kill each other and fight some bears. Yeah. Oh, you're still starving? But hey, you watch some dude fight a bear. You're welcome. That kind of thing. And kind of as the crowd... No, man, it's not even about that, fam. See, what this is about the best fight you're going to see today. A couple of years ago, I don't know if you all heard, if you like listen to the news and shit, we had a changeling infiltration into my father's inner circle. These shifty fucks came in and tried to disrupt my father's reign and almost set this country to disaster, bro. We want fucking people ruling? Are you fucking kidding me? Half of you people don't know your asses from your elbows. You're supposed to run this fucking country? Get out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit. We have today the last two survivors of this changeling attempt at treason. My brother and I, we bought him out of prison while they were waiting to be executed, and we hear they're the best of the best. And we thought, what better way to bring justice to these fucking traitors than by having all of you watch these two duke it out for Breland. What do you say, bros? And like crowd goes nuts, and suddenly there's this chant, Breland, Breland, Breland. That's right, bro. You always remember that. Now, I present to you two of these disgusting things. Can't even decide what they want to look like. Look like any of us. That's how sinister they are, bro. They could be any of us. Not even pretending to be themselves. Always pretending to be somebody else like a bunch of fucking phonies. But not here, bro. Not in our kingdom and not attacking our dad. And as he mentions this gate at the far end of the arena opens, and two white-haired figures, half black and white face, half flesh-colored face, stand there, essentially unarmored, dressed in like kind of a tunic at best, some pants, some basic sandals, no armor, no weapons, and they march out as the gate opens defiantly, as they step through, and the crowd just rains down boos, way more than they did at the mention of Karnath. Just boo, just vitriol. They're throwing shit, cups and heavy things, hitting the changelings. They make no...
And
God.
did you say they're unarmed?
They're unarmed and unarmored.
Okay.
Like I said,
Okay.
just like a tunic and some pants and some sandals, but no weapons of any kind. And they stand there defiantly, like getting hit with whatever, and giving everybody like the finger, and all these things as it rains down. Get 'em, bros. For Breland, for the king. And go ahead. You guys want to roll initiative, or do you want to just keep it as it is?
I mean, maybe I'm not biased with a 4,
Okay.
but I would
Okay.
like to re-roll.
Okay, that's fine.
We'll reroll.
That's fine. I mean, I rolled a 2, man. I'm not happy about keeping that 2 either. So this ain't just about you.
18.
13.
Okay, so basically you guys swap. I still go last.
Oh, well. You know. The important thing is that you go before the monsters, I guess. I still don't like having a 4.
I got a 2, man. I got 3 minus 1, 2. All right. So the Warforged Titan still is in your way. It will be considered difficult terrain if you try to climb over it to get to the changelings. And Ronin, it's your turn. As they come out and the crowd just throws stuff at them, and they're out there like giving the finger and doing all this stuff, the crowd just gets more and more hostile. Just between, the kind of speech, however, inelegant the prince was. They're cheap heat again, but xenophobic and all of these things, like nationalism, all these things wrapped up into this one kind of contest put on by the princes. What would you like to do?
Ronin will actually, he will put his Odachi into the ground, and he'll just like take his Yumi off, his bow, and strip his Daisho off, his katana and wakizashi. And he will kind of like yell to the crowd. He'll be like, "You want us to fight unarmed and unarmored men? Where is honor in that? I will do no such thing." And that's basically going to be what he does this round. He's not going to strike first. He finds it dishonorable. I guess he will add there, he will say, like, "If you wish to put these men to death, let it be at the guillotine, not in a fight. No one deserves a warrior's death with no arms to bear."
One of the changeling picks up like a rock or something that had been thrown at them and just chucks it at you. It misses, but they heard your speech, and in the same way that they're giving the finger to the crowd, that's their more personalized version for Ronin. So he chucks the rock at you, misses, and just gives you the finger.
Ronin won't care. He is very up about honor, and that's actually his character flaw. I don't know if you like looked at my character sheet.
I did. It didn't ring a bell until just now.
Yeah.
I have to even do those. Damn.
Just so you all know, whoever's watching, I literally bet I would rather die than lose honor. So
I mean, I mentioned it in your intro too. Yeah. All right. So yeah, they're gonna throw a rock at you and give you the finger. How about I give you the finger, and you give me my phone call? All right. Ronin standing by his principles. Mimsie, how are your principles?
I don't have any principles in this regard because I'm also unarmed and unarmored. So
Fair.
Yeah. So I'm gonna walk up on him and use my superiority dice to do a maneuvering attack.
I don't know that you're gonna make it.
Then I'm gonna make it.
Okay, you will.
So 23 to hit.
It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be right here. Yes. Number 1.
All right. So let's do the damage for that. So that's 16 plus 8. So 26 damage.
Okay. And as you like walk up on it, it stands there defiantly. Doesn't put up its hands to like defend itself. Stands there, arms wide open. And as you walk up, you watch it change forms to the king himself, to the Crown Prince Burton, to some of what you would presume to be the princesses. And each time it changes form, its voice also changes to at least match the physical appearance of the transformation. And all it does is, for Breland, as you walk up on it and punch it. I'm sorry, how much damage did you do?
26.
Okay. And as it just defiant to the last moment, for Breland, even as you walk up to it, like clearly square back, and punch, I would imagine, fundamentally sound through your target.
Yes.
Up until you feel your fist make contact, some mocking sound in some voice comes out of the mouth of this changeling. And as soon as your fist makes an impact and their plan goes out the window, silence except for the breaking of a jaw and the shattering of teeth as it falls dead, lifeless, just literally caved its face in. Kermit Washington on Rudy Tomjanovich, like that level of like just absolutely changed the topography of their face. And as you just lay into this thing, the crowd gasps and starts to murmur. Is this supposed to be the best fight? What the fuck, man? This is the best. And as some of them, having seen you, watched you for this event day of fights, is aware of your prowess, and there's a couple of cheers and more kind of murmurs and the slight rumblings of the beginnings of boos, except for from the royal box, to which you can hear both of the princes in uniform. Get that changeling fuck. That's for trying to come after my dad. They're thrilled through the like over the moon and happy. What's your movement speed?
30.
Okay. So that's going to be all your movement to get around the Titan.
Well, it was a maneuvering attack.
Okay. So what's that?
That means let's see. Oh, that doesn't mean shit other than what it did. So
Okay.
Alright, so it's all my movement to get over there.
Okay. And then, like, I mean, you walked up, like, literal one punch man on this thing as it just kind of collapsed lifelessly, and the crowd, like I said, it's kind of like, what the fuck? This is supposed to be the best fight of the night? What is this? Starting to kind of gain momentum through the crowd. What else you got?
Am I within reach of the other guy?
You are not.
How far away is he?
I'd say slightly more than, well, I'm going to say slightly more than 10 feet. No, slightly more than 5. Nope, 5 feet apparently.
All right.
More or
well,
less.
Then I will use a superiority die to do a lunge attack.
Okay.
So that will add 5 feet to my
Reach.
my reach.
Okay.
And it will add my superiority roll to my damage. So 29 to hit.
Okay.
16 plus. And 22 damage.
Okay. So describe to me what you do, and you just like lunge at it and tackle it, or?
So I punch the one and then lunge over in a Superman, like a big flying Superman punch.
Okay. And as you make it, it too has been changing forms to various members of the royal family this entire time. And same mocking sensation for Breland, until crunch, crumple, teeth fly, and it is silent as it too collapses dead. The crowd stops and the boos begin. They feel ripped off. This is their main event. And as the crowd begins to kind of, what the fuck just happened? And the boos begin to rain down. You can hear, once again, the princes in the royal box. That's right, you fucks. This isn't about a challenge. This is about entertainment. This is about making sure the people that mess with my family are dead. Twins out. And they stand up from the royal box and walk out. And as they do so, the boos that were directed at the circumstances become focused on the princes, and everybody's booing them, and they're walking out giving the middle finger and all this stuff. People start to throw things.
I'm gonna grab Ronin. We should go, mate. This is gonna get crazy.
Yes, they have dishonored me by having us fight these people that obviously were no match. Let us retire.
Yes, it was unfortunate for them.
And as the boos rain down on the circumstances and the princes in particular, they make their way out through the royal box and out of view. And the crowd begins to grow seemingly hostile, questioning whether you were in on this fix or not. And as the crowd begins to get hostile, they start to throw things at you. What little is left after expressing their anger at a few things in the last couple of moments. And just as people begin to pour over the walls into the arena floor, you hear Madam scream, "Follow me, I'll save you." And on that note, that's where we will end it for tonight.
All right.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of two-person D&D?
It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
It's fun to me. I like two-person D&D. It could get crazy. It could get super hard. It get super. It's just fun.
Like I said, I always like doing it with, like I said, for a gladiator contest. It's always a lot of fun. All right, so yeah, that's our kind of interlude anthology, first part of our interlude anthology that we're going to kind of do here for the next 2 weeks on the show while our friend Dustin is traveling. And so yeah, that's going to be the end to Sharn Chronicles episode 1. We will be back for the follow-up to this next Tuesday. Before we get out of here tonight, you know these guys from playing with us here on Tuesday nights for more than a year now. A year and 13 days since we premiered here. So 378 days since we started playing D&D on Tuesdays. You've seen them play a couple of characters on the Wednesday night one-shot show. And tonight they absolutely brought like such cool characters for this kind of simple concept, and they made it really great, and I'm thankful for them. We're going to get a little bit about themselves. I'll do a little channel business, and then we will get out of here and let you get back to your Tuesday nights. Let us start with Ronin. I believe you had the highest kill count tonight.
Yeah, so I wouldn't consider myself like a power gamer. Like Kai, for instance, he's not taking the best subclass of
Sure.
wizard. Orin didn't take the best subclass of artificer. But since this is a one shot, I did kind of let my power, and it wasn't completely power gaming, but like, I chose Dragonborn because if we face a bunch of enemies, I have that breath weapon.
Yeah.
Eight samurai are great at dealing damage, and with small numbers apart, like two people, you don't need much support. Like, because I had originally considered doing like a cleric or a druid, but bless and other spells like that, support spells, wouldn't be as effective. So I was a little bit of a power gamer tonight, and it was fun. It's not usually my cup of tea, but I really wanted to play a samurai.
Sure.
I've actually personally studied Japanese.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know you didn't pull this up on Wikipedia since last week when we decided to throw this together. You didn't do a shit ton of research and get really good in a week. And that came through pretty clearly.
I can speak basic Japanese. I can ask where the bathroom is and stuff. So I'm Samurai Shadow of the Way of Shadow monk. I love. As actually the first D&D character I ever made was a Way of Shadow monk.
Oh,
it was just banned by the DM.
That's right. That's how you ended up here.
Yeah, he didn't allow monks or a bunch of other classes. But anyways,
his loss.
Talking about his loss. I have a lot of fun. Sorry, I was just going into some of the reasons why I chose this. I've also drank a lot of beer tonight. But anyways, I'm Landon. In fact, today was actually the anniversary of my wife and I, 5 years today. So good on that. I have two big St. Bernard dogs. In fact, a lot of times when I play characters, I like Battlesmith Artificers and Beastmaster Rangers, just so I can have like a steel St. Bernard or an actual St. Bernard as a, companion. I'm a software developer during the day. I showed tonight. I'm very much a nerd. I love Final Fantasy, love anime. And yeah, I love these people. I know it was only Tenta and Manny, but I still had a ton of fun. Every time I play on Tuesday night, I look forward to it. I never worry about it being not fun. It's awesome. I look forward to it every week. I love you guys. So, sorry, I know I ranted.
You're good. Tenta, we obviously did a very big kind of pro wrestling UFC kind of thing. You have fun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be smiling ear to ear for a while.
Good.
Exactly my sort of role playing right there.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was perfect. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun. Gives everybody like a real chance to shine. Makes combat kind of a thing, and it turns it into it's still a slog because that's the whole point of the show. But still, at the same time, allows everybody to have fun, and I hope you guys had fun. And I know for this thing that's not our actual campaign, but set in the campaign and kind of designed to give you guys information. I hope it's interesting enough, and we'll do part 2 next week. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we can go ahead and get everybody out of here and onto their Tuesday night activities.
All right, I'm Tenta. I'm into pro wrestling and all forms of fighting, and this was right up my alley. And married, got 2 cats, and I love all the nerdy things as well as all the fighty things. And I'm still very, very grateful to be part of this.
Awesome. I love you guys. And of course to Dustin, who is traveling, safe travels. To our boy Lou, I know you're with us in spirit. We miss you, homie. Do what you got to do and get back to this group. As soon as you got all your stuff handled, we'll be here for you. So this has been part 1 of the Sharn Chronicles, a little interlude of Eberron, Tranquility's Twilight. I've been your host and Dungeon Master Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias. We're here Tuesday and Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Eberron on Tuesday, and Wednesday our new high-level limited campaign, Dynasty of Dragons. Tomorrow night is episode 3. everything's kind of starting to get rolling. Big epic fantasy campaign. Dragons, pretty easy sell. Hopefully you can tune in for that. All of our videos are available on YouTube Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. Give us a follow, like, subscribe on any of your social media platforms of choice to show your support. We love to know that people like what we're doing here and entertained by us. That's going to be it for us tonight. We'll be back for part 2 of this adventure next Tuesday, 7 p.m. And then join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 3 of Dynasty of Dragons. To everybody who watched tonight, thank you so much. To Ultra Lucky Cat, our newest follower, thank you for the follow. We appreciate the support. And we'll see everybody, if not tomorrow night, next week. And just a reminder, I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much.